So we've seen how we can export or print the Gantt chart or any number of the various Gantt charts that are available to PDF or to paper. Now, as an alternative, you may wish to export the tasks themselves into Excel, where you can do further manipulation of them or management of them, or even use that as a basis for your documentation. Now, there are two ways really of getting your tasks and associated information into Excel. Easiest way is to simply export your whole project into Excel. And we do that by going to File, Export, Save Project File as File. And then in the options here, other file types, we have Excel as one of those options. So what we effectively are doing is saving your project file as a Microsoft Excel file. So let's choose Excel and save as. We then need to give the file a name. So I'm going to call it My Kitchen Excel, even though it's now an Excel file, and then save. Welcome to the Project Export Wizard. The wizard automatically maps fields in project to the appropriate export format and then allows you to verify or edit the results. Click Next to continue. What is the format of the data you want to export? Project Excel template or selected data? Let's go with selected data. Create a new map or use an existing map. If you used this wizard before, you may have chosen to save your settings as a map. We haven't. So in addition to maps you may have saved, Project provides a variety of ready-made maps you may find useful. Choose New Map to create your data settings from scratch. Because we haven't done this previously, we will need a new map. Next, the types of project information you want to map. Well, I want to send my tasks, my resources, and my assignments. Microsoft Excel options. Export includes the headers. Include assignment rows in the output. Let's include that as well. Next, you've chosen to include assignment rows in this export operation. As a result, you may not be able to import this file back into Microsoft Project. That's fine. I'm just taking it to Excel as a demonstration. Do you still want to include the assignment rows in the exported file? Yes. And now there's a requirement to map all the fields from the project data into your Excel columns. Now I could go through and say click here to map a field, click down, and it chooses the fields that are available to me. Now this could take some time, or we could say add all, in which case all the columns then appear, and we can then worry about removing the ones we don't want when we're in Excel. And you can see here in the preview, we're going to get all of the columns. Export filter, all tasks, or particular tasks. So I can filter out some of the data at this stage. Well, I want to leave all the tasks in there, and this is the task table. Too many fields are specified. The maximum number of fields that can be exported is 255. So I've chosen too many, so I already need to make decisions on which ones I don't want. Well, I want the percentage complete, work complete, whether it's active, actual costs, actual duration. Let's remove things from this point here. Delete row, and we'll click that a few times. Leave the baseline starting. So I need to reduce these number of rows that I'm exporting from Microsoft Project. So all these additional baseline fields are totally inappropriate. So rather than go through this, because there are a lot of columns, I'm going to say clear all. And let's start again. So we know we can add all, but Excel can't take them all. So I need to be a little bit more specific. So I'm going to go with percentage complete, percentage work complete. I need the name really of the task as well. Choose that name. What about the duration? That'll be quite useful. Duration and any cost options. What have we got here? Cost. So that'll be fine for starters. Next. Then it comes to the resource table because I've asked for the tasks, the resources, and the assignments. So from the resources, again, I probably want the name and the cost. Again, purely for demonstration. Next. And then the assignment table. What have I got available to me? The actual cost, the actual start, the actual finish would be quite good as well. And then that'll be great. Next. Click Finish to complete the operation, or click Save Map if you'd like to save these wizard settings as a map to use again in the future. So if I click Save Map here, that will remember which columns I've taken and passed over. So we have some existing maps, so I'm going to call this Guy Map. Save, and then Finish. And then that will then export the data that I've asked for into Excel. What I can then do is then go to Excel and open the file and see what I've been given. Go into Excel, open, into the working files. That's where I saved it. And there's my working file, My Kitchen Excel. So I can open that, and there's the information task table, resource table, and assignment table with the exact columns that I asked for. So 3 in there. Actual cost, actual start, actual finish. Resource table just has the name and the cost for each of the resources. And then the task table, the name of the task, duration, cost, and percentage complete at this stage. The advantage to be able to effectively export this data to Excel gives you then, or is a number crunching tool to then play with your tasks and perhaps do some financial planning or financial calculations to decide whether the project has worked or not. So back in project, you can do that at any stage and it will effectively take a snapshot. So it's File, Export, Save Project as File, choose Microsoft Excel, then Save As. Run through the wizard to decide which columns you would like from the project placing in your Excel, or use a map that you already created at a previous export, and then you've got your data in Excel for manipulating. Now, I did say that this was method 1, so let's go back. Second method is to go to the Reports section and use these clever visual reports. Now, a visual report allows you to export your data into Excel or Visio. Now, you'll notice that I have no Visio options because I don't have Visio installed, so I can take that tick away. I can export my data into some predefined Excel templates. So I've got a baseline cost report, a baseline work report, budget cost report, budget work report, cash flow report, earned value over time, resource cost summary report, etc., etc. And what you're going to get is some data and a chart. Whereas when we just save the data into Excel, we got the data and then we could go create our own chart. So these are predefined templates. They're in separate categories, as you can see here, but under all, you can see all the ones that are available to you. So if I want to go with the resource cost summary report and view, you can see here it's gathering report data, building the local OLAP cubes to hold the data and then send that data to Excel, where it will then generate the chart, which according to the sample preview here will be a pie chart split by each of my resources. And there we are. Excel starts. And there's my chart broken into work, material, and cost. So the biggest chunk of my resources is work, and then a small proportion are material costs. So that's just choosing the report template that seems to do what I'm asking it to do. Budget cost report, view. You can see here we can choose the level of usage time-wise, years, quarters, months, weeks, and days. Well, let's stay with weeks, and let's view this one. Again, it gathers the data, builds the cubes, exports to Excel, and we get a new Excel file, which is the budget cost report. Q4 2006, budget cost, baseline cost, actual cost, not much at the moment. So they're built in. They're on the report section that we've explored previously already, but now we're in the visual reports. And the visual reports take your data and build Excel files ready for you to then manipulate, add to reports, etc.